A message from Shadex. Degrowth is a slow, quiet execution. A velvet-wrapped guillotine designed to keep the masses docile, while the elite sip imported wine under solar panels subsidized by your lowered expectations. They call it wisdom. It's cowardice in disguise. They whisper, "Why keep climbing?" They ignore, "The fall is brutal. No civilization in history has ever chosen to stop moving and survived." The Ming Dynasty once had the most advanced navy in the world. Then they burned their own ships and banned progress. A century later, they were powerless against nations that didn't stop. The Ottoman Empire shut the door on technology while Europe industrialized. The result? A once mighty empire carved up and sold for parts. Rome, convinced it had already reached its peak, sat idle while barbarians burned it to the ground. The loudest voices in the degrowth cult aren't the ones living it. They tweet from iPhones, built-in energy-guzzling factories. They sip oat milk latte, grown on industrial farms. They fly to climate conferences to tell the rest of us to stop flying. They are not the ones who will live without modern medicine. They are not the ones who will suffer when power grids fail. They are not the ones who will go hungry when food production slows. They want you to shrink. They want you to obey. They want you to accept less so they can keep more. Degrowth wants to steal the future before we even have a chance to build it. Who benefits when growth stops? Who gains from a world that is deliberately starved of innovation, expansion, and possibility? The ones already at the top. The ones who fear disruption. The ones who want you obedient, dependent, and weak. A world without growth is a world where power stops shifting. A world without innovation is a world where the current rulers stay the rulers. A world without movement is a world where you stay exactly where you are. Managed decline is just a softer name for engineered scarcity. Degrowth isn't about saving the planet. It's about locking you inside a smaller world, ruled by the people who already own it. Why do people want to believe in degrowth? It's not logic, it's programming, fear of change. Every major leap in history scared the weak-willed. Guilt-ridden ideology. We're taught that human ambition is a sin, that progress is selfish, that wanting more is destructive, a need for control. A shrinking world is easier to manage, less movement, fewer variables, no surprises. Degrowth is obedience disguised as wisdom. Enough with the retreat, enough with the guilt, enough with the pathetic worship of limits. The answer isn't less, it's more. Instead of cutting back, build forward, fusion power, self-sustaining cities, interplanetary expansion. Instead of restricting, unlock, mining asteroids for resources, biotechnologies that revolutionize medicine, AI-driven abundance. Instead of stifling, unleash, architecture that generates energy, materials that heal themselves, infrastructure that evolves instead of decays. Every problem that degrowth claims to solve by shrinking, we can solve by inventing. The future isn't a prison, it's a blank canvas. It belongs to those who refuse to stop creating. So here's the only question that matters. Will you build the next cathedral or dig your own grave?